Right. Hello, everyone. What's up? How's everyone doing? Okay. Thank you so much for spending the time. Today, we're gonna talk about the future of sustainable palm oil. My name is Khairull Hafiz Ismail. So, without further ado, let me share my presentation. Okay. So, I hope everyone's in a very cheerful spirit, even though we just got back from long year-end holiday. It's a bit hard, but let's soldier on. This is 2025. Let's make this year our year. Okay. All right. Okay. So without further ado, let's begin the live. So today I'm going to talk about the future of sustainable palm oil. Lessons that I've learned from 20 years. Okay. Um, so these are some of the agenda that we'll be talking today. So I'll be telling my experience as somebody who's been around 20 years in the palm oil industry, and then the different sustainability standards or initiatives over the year, and then the initiatives that relates to sustainability heading into the future. Right. So for those of you who haven't, get acquaintance with me, so my name is Khairull Hafiz. You can catch my first live. Um, there's a lot of personal intro over there. Make sure you browse down the BBC's LinkedIn to find that first live. So I'm the manager for the Sustainable Plantation Division. I'm a mechanical engineer by background. Now I'm currently a sustainability practitioner. Almost 20 years in palm oil industry. So I started off in palm oil mill engineering, and then sustainability, estate operations, as well as ESG. And now I can proudly say that I have dual experience both as a client and as a consultant. So let's continue. 20 years in palm oil. Okay, so this is basically me talking about my personal journey and the palm oil industry. So 2005 until 2022, I was in the mill as well as in the sustainability. Okay, so I want to share some of these interesting pictures that I, found as I was digging through my old archive. Um, so on this is in Indonesia. The right and the left picture is when I was stationed in Indonesia. We had a quite a sizable plantation over there, 84,000 hectares in one con- continuous piece of land. Um, other companies might have more, but we are one piece of land. We are actually 20% bigger than Singapore. So what is interesting about this particular plantation is there's no road. So it's basically 84,000 hectares of um, peat. And then, so how do we move around over there is basically by canal and waterway. So you can imagine it like a, mathematic book grid line. So it's 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer grid. On the left hand side, you can see that's how we transport the FFB from the estates to the mill. So basically, it's loaded onto a bin, and the bin is loaded onto a pontoon, and the pontoon is being pulled by a small tugboat. So it's a very, very, very interesting. I have yet to see at that time a plantation with that massive, interesting ways of doing operation. And if you look on the right hand side, the date is 2005. So basically, this is also something new at that time. What you see there is actually what used to be an effluent pond for the palm oil mill. So we experienced the phenomena of disappearing pond. So the pond, the massive effluent pond suddenly disappeared in a few months. So what happened was, because the pit is lighter than the effluent, so the effluent went underneath the pit, and then the pit from the bottom raised up. So we kept experiencing a disappearing pond. So it's an interesting phenomenon that that I haven't experienced in throughout my journey lah, career journey. So these are some of the challenges that I've get to experience earlier on in my career. So and I really cherish this all the experience, And in the middle picture, you can see me with the crutches. For your information, I only have one leg. I've been working with one leg since 2005. So this year is my 20th anniversary with one leg. So that one, visiting a water treatment plant with some of my uh, colleague. Okay. Okay. Then 2022 to 2025, I expanded my coverage to estate operations as well as ESG lah. Okay, this is still in Indonesia. I just want to share, the left hand side is how they pull the FFB on pontoon, but on the in the middle is actually a floating palm oil mill. We were the first in the industry to introduce floating mill. Okay, you can see the chimneys are anchored, or are built on the foundation on the ground, but the mill itself, the whole mill operation is floating. This is because, again, the ground is so soft that we cannot, the cost of piling will be too massive. So what we do is, we decided to build on floating. And on the left hand side is a picture of estate housing. So officially, the title that I've presented in mail, sustainability, estate operation, and ESG, those are all the official titles lah. So you can say that I've covered end to end when it comes to palm oil plantation. Okay, so next is, we're going to talk about sustainability over the years. All right. So as you can see, throughout my 20 years career journey, the palm oil industry has continuously evolved. I mean, fundamentally, it's still the same. You still harvest fruits, and then you process it to extract the oil and the kernel. But everything around it has evolved. It has become more regulated, more structured, And here I separate it into ESG, environmental, social, and governance, and I will recap some of the things, some of the changes that happened. So, for example, on the environmental side, you can see, uh, you know, the palm oil players has started capturing methane gas and turn it into biogas. So this biogas is either self-consumed, you turn it into electricity, self-consume, or you sell it to the grid. Okay, and then you have more stricter regulation. For example, the environmental quality clean air regulations by DOE, which further reduce the flue gas from up to 50 ppm. And then you have the introduction of a strict certification to operate palm oil mill or estate, which is it started off in 2011 with SEPOMI, which is the certified professional for palm oil mill effluent, and then you have the SEP Swarm for schedule waste. And then something that is really close to my heart, which is NDPE, no deforestation, peat, and exploitation. I say close to my heart because I was involved in helping out my organization lift the trade ban that was imposed to us. So it was a very, very hard time for this organization. I mean, it's no secret. This story is being highly publicized. So, we had cash flow meetings every week. This is That's why now running a palm oil plantation is not like before, not like 2005. Okay, and then on the social side, you have a more, but all this betterment are actually for the good of the industry. Okay, back to social, you have labor rights and workers welfare, a better migrant workers protection, and lately, when with the implementation of sustainable reporting as well as ESG, you can see a more fairer gender equality, as well as the introduction of transparency and grievance mechanism. So these are some of the improvement in social, because when you talk about palm oil, people always relate to a very harsh working conditions, and then your benefits are not being looked after. The workers. Not true anymore now. There are a lot of positive improvements. And then on the governance side, you see strengthening of legal policy and frameworks, and then the introductions of certifications such as RSPO, and then the mandatory certification of MSPO, which is Malaysia Sustainable Palm Oil, and then anti-corruption measures under the CCG. These are some of the things that actually makes palm oil a more respectable industry. And then of course the trade agreements, international trade agreements, and finally the monitoring and reporting. Nowadays a lot of things you cannot hide, which is good. You shouldn't be hiding them in the first place anyway, but I guess these are all the enhancement of the industry and making it better. So I think, to be fair, these are some of the initiatives that must be applauded. Okay, all right. Next is initiatives heading into the future. So what else can we expect? You see, with the sustainability trend being aligned with the Malaysia's government's commitment to the climate. Malaysia's climate commitment. So now everybody's talking about greenhouse gas, and greenhouse gas reduction, decarbonization. So these are some of the popular and it terms. So it used to be 20 years ago, it was safety. 20 years ago, nobody wants to talk about safety, but when it become regulated, and suddenly everybody is talking about safety. Everybody wants to venture into safety. But those who are luckier were the early adopters, right? So, and then it's the sustainability, Bursa started with the sustainability reporting. Now they're up to the third reporting guide. And now as we approach closer to the government's commitment of reduction of greenhouse gas intensity by 45% by 2030, so greenhouse gas is an important it word. Okay. So now everybody's talking about greenhouse gas, GHG, but most importantly, you cannot talk about GHG if you don't inventorize, or you don't record, or you don't, monitor. How can you say, I want to lose 5 kilo this month when you don't even know how many kilos you weigh? So first of all, you must measure, inventorize. So from there, then you can start your decarbonization journey. So here I'm putting up. I put up some of the pictures relating to JG decarbonization initiative. So you have what is already established, which is the methane reduction by biogas on the left hand side, and then down there you have solar introduction of solar as a form of renewable energy, because in the palm oil industry we have been running, palm oil mills has been running on renewables since I can remember, which is we have been using boiler and turbine combination. Then now with the biogas, our power can be generated by biogas. Now there's another option, which is solar. And where does this lead to? Well, this lead to the reduction of diesel usage in estates, because as we know, estates are mainly far away from, the TNB or the power companies grid. So they have to generate their own energy. Otherwise, how can they power, the offices, housing quarters and whatnot? So traditionally, gen sets are being used, but as we move closer towards 2030, I think solar is a new form of renewable energy. Okay, and what's up with the tractor up there? So people say, "Oh, la tractor." The estate has been using tractors for years and years. So that is actually a newly launched. Well, not newly launched. This is one of the example of an EV tractor. You see, and next to it, you can see a lot of charging station next to palm oil trees. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, it's high time that estate embark in electrification of your estate operation. You see, other than genset, in the estates, you rely on diesel for tractors, lorries, and these are all contributing to your greenhouse gas scope 1 usage of fossil fuel. Now with the advancement of EVs, so and I know several big players have already started venturing into EV estate machineries, which is tractors, the small wheel loaders, even the wheel loaders, they also use EV now. And then the EV charger. What's up with the EV charger, Hafiz? You said, well, EV chargers, estate has the one estate that's connected to a palm oil mill. You have biogas as a additional form of electricity. Why not use this biogas to run your EV chargers, to run your EV tractors? So these are some of the things that, come talk to me, come talk to us. We can, have a discussion on how to make this reality. So this is no longer like watching the cartoon Jetsons. I don't know how many of you knows about Jetson. No, this is from the previous generation, or looking at Back to the Future. So this is not Back to the Future. This is the future now. Okay, all right. So next is another um, important topic as we advance into the heading towards 2030 is the European Union Deforestation Regulation, or EUDR. You see, like I told you earlier, NDPE is something close to my. You see, because I've been involved in uh, trade ban. So EUDR, personally I would consider that as a NDPE 2.0, or a more enhanced version of NDPE. So basically, it's another uh, so-called well, it's to me it's good, because it's a check and balance to ensure that your day-to-day operation was not being built on the foundation of deforestation. So meaning that, of course, you do need to deforest, or but you're replacing it with palm oil. But now everything has to be done in a certain accordance or guidance. So this is where UDR steps in. So if you look at the picture, these are the commodities affected by UDR, whereby palm oil sits as the highest impact on deforestation. Okay, so even though UDR is still taking its form, but that does not mean we should imply the typical Malaysian sikap, or what do you call that, Malaysian habit of doing things last minute. Yeah, so it's good to actually take in this EUDR seriously, because believe me, nobody likes to be in the trade ban situation. Okay, so one of the highlight of EUDR is how to actually prove that you didn't do the deforestation uh, by a certain period of time. Uh, and then you can say, oh, we have the uh, land uh, records, or we have the age profile. But is that what the European Union wants? So we also have to have a back and forth and see what exactly is the requirement of the EU. So also for that matter, we here at Bernard Business Consulting, BBC, we have a solution, something that is recognized by the uh, European Union. So we have a solution that provides the correct due diligence in accordance with EUDR. So want to know more? Well, you know what to do. You know how to find us. You know how to find me. So don't worry about it. We can talk in details about this. I'm just highlighting something here because we're short on time. But uh, trust us when we say that we do have a solution. I know there's plenty of solution. It's like trying to make your favorite nasi lemak. There is no certain way to do it. Somebody say they have the best recipe. Somebody, this guy says there's the best recipe. Yes, the final result is nasi lemak. But um, which one is actually the closest to what you want as a nasi lemak? That's a different case. All right. Okay. So I guess that's all for today. No, no, for my presentation. No, no, don't worry. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. So I'll open now for question and answer. I hope you guys have some questions for me. All right. Hang on. Let's see. Okay. No, so meriah one. Okay. Let's see now. Okay, let's see who I can think. Okay. All right. So we have a question on can a palm oil estate be registered into a carbon credit project? Interesting question. We here at BBC also does a consultation of carbon credit, but to be serious, yes and no. It depends on what kind of project do you want to register as. I was in a company whereby we were claiming carbon credits from UNFCCC, which is the early days with our biogas and biomass project. But if you talk about carbon sequestration, now that's a totally different story. People say, oh, you can sequester carbon because palm oil is a tree. What tree absorbs carbon dioxide? Yeah, okay, that's scientifically that's correct, but it all depends on whether or not that is sellable. Again, carbon credit is actually a trade, willing buyer, willing seller. So in order for you to sell it to somebody, that particular somebody must be willing to buy. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. One from Alyssa. How much more expensive are EV tractors? Uh, are the companies using it on plantations already? Okay. I can tell you that in 2025, one company is embarking on I would say medium to big scale throughout their plantations in using EV tractors. Expensive is it might be slightly more, a bit pricier than the normal tractors, but in the long run, when you talk about the diesel price, the fluctuating diesel price, especially if you have self-generated power for charging, for example, using solar and battery, or you have biogas, then that takes out the cost of fuel totally. So that's why I say electrification is it's high time people venture into electrification of estate operations. Okay, this one. Hello, hello, Mahfuja Farban. Okay, such as biogas. This is part of okay, so biogas and solar is not regulated yet, so it's still part of additionality in your effort. So the Environmental Quality Clean Air Act applies to the palm oil mill boiler. So the boiler flue gas, you need to reduce it to a certain amount to ensure that it complies with the Environmental Act set by the DOE, Department of Environment. Okay, let's see who else. Okay, going down. Okay. Sorry. Who needs to comply with EUDR? The 7 different crops that I list just now, with who has the highest impact and lowest impact. But palm oil, definitely yes. Okay. Then the operator who plays is responsible. Okay, all right, okay. Sizable operator and okay. I want to see this question. Sizable operator and trader versus SME operator. They have a different level of individual. Yes, correct. I mean, again, like all regulation, there are details in it. It's not really one size fits all. Yeah, what I actually explained was the general understanding or general requirement of EUDR. But in palm oil, this is something that we have to put focus in, because we are at the highest impact when it comes to EUDR. Okay, Mahfuja, thank you so much for the questions. Hope we can talk again. Okay. All right. Let's see now. Any more questions, guys? Come on, bring them. Okay. Let's just go back to the electrification. You see, I have been pitching the idea of electrification since 2020, actually. Even then, the battery and motor technology was not really as advanced as stable as it is now. Okay, and people might say, oh, you need big batteries for tractors, but not really, because in palm oil operation, you don't need distance. The tractor doesn't travel 300 kilometers a day. It just goes from the field, pulling the bin to the mill, and then going back, back and forth. So this is on top of my head. Let's just say your mill has a biogas, methane capture, or electricity generating facility. You can place your EV charger, to buy a fast charger, so you can charge your tractor quickly after dumping the FFB on the ram. Let it sit for 10-15 minutes while the driver takes some rest, and then charge the fast charger. Then you're good to go. So this can be a round and round circles. So this is how you can implement EV tractors with a renewable energy source in your company, right? Okay, Elisa Naomi. Okay, in Indonesia they have plasma, correct? Agreed? Are they as ISPO certified? Okay, it's the same question as the smallholders here in Malaysia. Not all smallholders in Malaysia are MSPO certified, but however, MPOB, our regulating bodies, really working hard to ensure that the smallholders are not left behind. I'm sure ISPO is doing the same thing because the final goal is to ensure that everybody is aligned and applies the same certification. Okay, I have an, any palm oil state in Malaysia that is already using EV tractors. Not on a big scale. I know here in the peninsula, I've been to an estate that have on a trial basis for now, but they're venturing into a more serious and more uh, sizable upgrades in 2025. Any model or suggestion for conducting due diligence? Okay. We've yet to, because EUDR is still new. I've know some of the players such as Samdabi Oil has already started the process of contacting their supply chain to ensure that the supply chain is um, complies with the requirement, the minimum requirement at least from EUDR. So I guess as we approach the the commencement of EUDR, then I guess the question is going to be, are people taking the right approach? So one of the ways to ensure compliance is, proof is actually using verified and accepted satellite imagery, timestamp, accurately timestamp satellite imagery. Okay. Plus, this method again must be aligned with the European Union. Otherwise, you'll be spending money, and then EU doesn't accept your effort. Then you have to do it all over again. So most importantly is whatever solution or whatever initiative you want to take, make sure that this aligns with what they require. Um, uh, oh, by the way, here at BBC we have a satellite imagery solution that is recognized by the European Union. All right. Okay. Next question. Okay. So I don't know whether this is question. Okay. Many companies and NGO make available their own DD system for companies to use. Yes, correct. Yeah, I understand. A lot of companies are offering solutions. So again, just like any other, all the basic economics in economics, it's choosing the right services that suits your company's budget requirement, but as well as ensuring that they align with what the EU wants. Okay. Continuation of Elisa's question: what are the challenges for plasma smallholders in Indonesia getting stimulation? But that the nucleus companies do provide financial. Yes, this is again the same practice as what we have here in Malaysia. Some of the big companies that take FFBs from smallholders, um, they assist the smallholders to get the MSPO certification. So if the nucleus companies in Indonesia are also helping out the plasma, then that's a two thumbs up effort to them. So again, if Elisa, you are helping out the plasma or you are part of the plasma, please don't despair, don't give up, continue pushing on, soldiering on, because I think ISPO just like MSPO, just like RSPO, is a good effort. Okay, all right. Okay, I guess Mr. Christian is actually trying to list out some of the requirements, the geolocation of the commodity, as well as the proof of no deforestation post the December 2020. So these are thank you, Mr. Christian, for providing us insights of the requirement. Yeah, and for those who might have missed this, you guys can refer to the UDR information on the internet. Okay. Questions. Well, not questions. Let me also talk about a little bit about solar and BESS as diesel replacement for generating energies in estates. You see, now people are getting more clever on applying solar. Last time, of course, solar you need clear out the lands and then making it um, putting out the solar. But nowadays, as solar panel advances, I've heard now the latest generation of solar, can even generate power from not only sunlight but heat as well. So to me, now it's up to the plantation owner to be creative. You have a lot of space, unused space, where you can park your tractors. You can always put an awning to that and put solar on that, or workers' housings. So it's just a matter of being creative. Some of the estates I know can, if you take batteries, solar and batteries, you can generate and accumulate the power and even sell it to grid. So that is also something that we can talk about. All right. Okay. Anyways, again, when you talk about future of sustainable palm oil, okay, um, this is nothing new. Effort has been done years ago. I've been attending the biogas seminar to get the right, solution for my organization since 2011. So, wow, that's already 14 years ago. But it's an ever changing. So sustainability is an ever changing uh, trend. It all depends on what we are willing to do. But make sure, just as a final thought, that let's do this as part of us being responsible, not just because it's going to be regulated, because by that time if I don't do this I cannot apply for loans, or I cannot do any operation. No, let's just do this because we're being responsible to the planet and our future generations. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna wrap up soon. If there's no more questions, again, Mr. Christian, thank you so much for all the informations that you have provide. Okay. So before I leave, I'm gonna promote our next live session, which is gonna be on the 6th of February. Um, I mean, it's gonna be from a different speaker. You're gonna have to wait for me to speak or give some more live. But our next live session is on the 6th of February. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming or listening, lending me your ears and your attention. Again, as a final thought, let's be sustainable because we want to be responsible. Okay. Don't forget to contact us in Bernard Business Consulting, BBC, for any of your sustainability questions or whatever you require, even if it's not plantation related. Okay. All right. So I guess thank you so much for your time again. Till we meet in the next live session. Love you guys so much. Bye.